This is Mike. Mike's stuck in traffic. The only thing that could make this worse is if he promised to cook his date dinner at 8, which he did, but it's now 7:30 and he's still on the 5. Good thing Mike has Grubhub Plus with Prime. $0 delivery fees, zero stress, zero rush. Dinner's covered, and so is his reputation. Free Grubhub Plus, it's on Prime. Additional terms and fees apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery with the purchase of any smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Prime delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking puzzle toys and lickpad delivered so fast you can get this puppy under control fast. We're talking chew toys at your door without really waiting fast. Pee pads, cooling mat, and peg hammer fast and fast. And there's training TREATS faster than you can say sit fast. And now we can all relax and order these matching hoodies to get cozy and cute fast. Fast free delivery. It's on Prime.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery with the purchase of any smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Toby.
And welcome to the Whispering Woods Extra. This extra is all about...
The Phantom Bus.
Yeah, the Phantom number 7 bus. Yeah, it is obviously very linked to the main episode because it's about another bus.
Yeah, buses.
It's a really great story as well. I'll get straight into it. Are you ready for the story?
Yes, I am.
In the silent pre-dawn hours of a June night in 1934, a lone motor car made its way down St. Mark's Road in North Kensington, London. As the car approached the junction at Cambridge Gardens, a dimly lit, notoriously sharp bend, the driver suddenly found himself face to face with a red double-decker bus, bearing down upon him out of nowhere. It was 1:15 a.m, an unusual time for any bus to be on that quiet street. The shocked motorist wrenched the wheel to avoid a head-on collision. His vehicle swerved violently and smashed into a brick wall, erupting in flames. When onlookers rushed to the scene, the imposing double-decker was gone without a trace. What happened at London's Death Corner that night would become one of the city's most chilling legends. In the aftermath of the crash, an inquest was convened to determine why a young driver lost control and met such a tragic end. Several witnesses stepped forward with eerie accounts. Each swore they had seen a Phantom number 7 bus careening down the centre of the road at the very same intersection. According to their testimonies, the bus had no driver at the wheel. Its lights on both decks blazed brightly, revealing no passengers or crew inside. In an instant, they said the ghostly double-decker vanished into thin air, leaving the horrified motorist's wrecked car in its wake. Not everyone's story aligned perfectly. Some newspapers reported that the driver perished in the inferno, with only the bystanders' descriptions to explain the bizarre crash. Other accounts suggested the driver survived the near miss and later told police how a bright red number 7 double-decker had hurtled toward him, forcing him off the road. In this version, the driver lived to describe the bus in vivid detail, its headlights glaring and interior lights aglow, empty of any living soul. Whichever story spread, the core details were the same. A rogue bus had seemingly materialized out of nowhere, causing the accident, and then disappeared. Authorities scoured schedules and depot records, only to find no legitimate bus was in the area at that hour. Night buses were rare in 1930s London, and route number 7 certainly wasn't operating there at 1:15 a.m. The inquest jury listened in disbelief as the phrase "ghost bus" was whispered in the courtroom. After that fateful night, St. Mark's Road gained a fearful reputation. Local residents began to speak nervously of strange late-night encounters on the same stretch of road between Cambridge Gardens and Chesterton Road. Always at 1:15 a.m. sharp, drivers would report a blazing double-decker bus barrelling toward them on the wrong side of the road. These near collisions all took place at the exact same blind corner, the one that locals now grimly dubbed Death Corner, for its growing toll of accidents. In each case, startled motorists swerved frantically out of the phantom bus's path, often crashing as a result. And in each case, when the rattled drivers looked back over their shoulders, they saw nothing but an empty road, no bus to be found. Eyewitness descriptions of the mysterious vehicle were remarkably consistent. It was always a vintage red London double-decker, and always labelled with the route number 7. Uncannily, observers noted the old-fashioned word "General" painted on its side. That detail stood out. London General Omnibus Company had ceased to exist in 1933, the year before, when London's buses were brought under the new London Transport brand. By 1934, almost all real buses bore London Transport lettering, not General. Yet here was a spectral throwback, a number 7 bus in the defunct livery of London General, appearing on a route and at a time no bus should be running. Its interior always shone fully lit, making it obvious to any witness that nobody was aboard, neither driver nor passenger. Those who saw it up close could never make out a face behind the wheel. The phantom bus seemed to be completely empty and out of control. As sightings mounted, so did the fear. Newspapers outside London picked up the story of the mystery bus after reports of additional crashes surfaced in 1934. At 1:15 a.m. on multiple nights, Camden News and other papers recounted drivers being run off the road by a ghost bus that vanished without a trace. Letter after letter poured in from North Kensington locals, all eager to share their own unnerving experiences near the haunted junction. The tales spread like wildfire through the community. Some residents even claimed they'd been jolted awake on certain nights by the sound of a double-decker's engine roaring, and saw from their windows a brilliantly illuminated bus tearing down Cambridge Gardens with no one at the helm. London police officers patrolling the area grew familiar with frantic late-night reports of that blasted number 7 bus flitting about the streets. A typical incident report read, much like one later chronicled by author Martin Jeffrey. I was turning the corner and saw a bus tearing toward me. The lights of the top and bottom decks and the headlights were full on, but I could see no crew or passengers. One driver told Kensington police. By the time he had skidded to a halt, the red double-decker had vanished, leaving him shaken but alive. In all these encounters, no one ever managed to stop the bus. It never struck anyone directly. Rather, it provoked accidents by its sheer apparition. Wrecked cars and injured motorists were found at Death Corner, but the phantom bus itself could not be caught. The North Kensington community was at a loss to explain the phenomenon. After the flurry of crashes and close calls in 1934, some frightened locals truly believed an evil spectre was loose on their roads. A few more imaginative tales sprang up. If anyone ever succeeded in boarding the ghostly number 7, they would be lost forever, or so the gossip went. Thankfully, there are no reports of any foolhardy passenger actually vanishing in such a way. Others swore the phantom sometimes lingered at the curb, as if to tempt late-night travellers, only to melt into the darkness when approached, leaving would-be riders baffled on the pavement. Intriguingly, despite its terrorising of drivers, the ghost bus never harmed a pedestrian. Its wrath seemed reserved for motorists, fueling speculation that the spectre sought vengeance or justice in some form. Not everyone accepted supernatural explanations, even as the ghost bus legend took on a life of its own. Skeptics in the neighbourhood offered more rational theories. Some suggested a late staff bus might have been running off schedule, an unsanctioned midnight ride by a bus driver heading back to the depot perhaps, with interior lights deliberately switched off to avoid picking up passengers. Indeed, transit workers later admitted that buses returning to garages often did so with cabin lights out to discourage people flagging them down. To an overtired driver on the street, a speeding unlit bus could easily appear suddenly and then seem to disappear around a bend. Other locals wondered if it was all an optical illusion, headlight reflections against the buildings, or misidentification of ordinary vehicles in the darkness. One contemporary letter to the editor proposed that headlights from converging cars might have projected a momentary shape in the fog, a trick of the light that looked uncannily like a double-decker rushing by. London transport officials, keen to quell the panic, noted that no official number 7 buses were scheduled in that area at 1:15 a.m, and certainly none would be travelling at such reckless speed. Still, the reports kept coming. In a particularly bizarre claim, a local bus depot inspector testified that on one occasion he saw an unaccounted-for double-decker roll silently into the depot after hours, As he approached, engine idling, the phantom bus faded into nothingness on the spot, as if it had never been there at all. Such tales were met with raised eyebrows, even a touch of ridicule, by the more sceptical, but they only cemented the ghost bus's status in local folklore. City authorities, whether or not they believed the ghost stories, could not ignore the mounting accidents at the Cambridge Gardens junction. The intersection's design was partly to blame, a hazardous blind turn with poor visibility, which had long been an accident hotspot even before ghostly rumours arose, spurred by public outcry and perhaps hedging their bets against any restless spirits. The council moved to improve safety at Death Corner. By the late 1930s, the road was widened and straightened. Sightlines were cleared and stronger street lamps were installed. Almost immediately, the mysterious accident stopped. With a safer road in place, the phantom number 7 bus stopped making its nightly appearance. At least according to the local papers, which reported no new incidents after the improvements. To relieved residents, it was as if the spirit had accomplished its mission and finally been laid to rest. Was the ghost bus truly appeased by the asphalt and lamppost upgrades? Or were these practical measures simply removing the real-world dangers that had inspired the spectre in the first place? In either case, after 1934, no further crashes were officially attributed to the phantom double-decker in North Kensington. While the phantom bus seemed to retreat into legend by the end of the 1930s, its story was far from forgotten. The dramatic tale, a fiery crash, ghostly apparitions, and a problem-solving spirit, proved irresistible to the public imagination. It joined the ranks of London's most iconic ghost stories. In 1937, a local poet even immortalised the haunt in his verse, writing of Cambridge Gardens 1:15, the morning bell had rung its last. From a mist of late-night smog, the number 7 blaring lights descended on those lost in fog. The haunting image of the runaway double-decker captured the era's anxieties about road safety and the relentless pace of modern city life. Decades passed, and the North Kensington ghost bus gained new life as a piece of vintage lore. In the 1980s, London paranormal researcher J.A. Brooks dug up the old reports and featured the phantom number 7 in his book, Ghosts of London, reintroducing the story to a new generation. Around the same time, children's anthologies and haunted London guidebooks reprinted the tale as a classic unsolved mystery. A young Jonathan Moyle, who would later write an entire book on the case, first read about the ghost bus as a boy in the Hamlin Book of Ghosts, and the legend hooked him for life. Each retelling embellished the narrative a little more. Some added ghostly passengers staring out from the windows, or a dead bus driver's vengeful spirit at the wheel, none of which figured in the original 1930s report. Yet at its core, the story remained the same spine-tingling urban legend that had frightened West Londoners before World War II. Surprisingly, the phantom number 7 did not entirely fade into dusty old books. Every so often, a new sighting would ripple through the paranormal community. In fact, one of the most often cited last appearances of the ghost bus occurred many decades later. As late as May 1990, if the stories are to be believed, a few motorists claim the phantom double-decker once again roamed Ladbroke Grove in the dead of night. These 1990 reports coincided with yet another set of road changes and lighting improvements at the infamous intersection, leading some imaginative locals to joke that the bus's restless spirit returned to ensure the authorities finished the job of making the corner safe. After those final tweaks to the junction in 1990, there have been no further credible reports of the Phantom No. 7 bus. It seems that was the Spectre swan song. The Londonist magazine couldn't help but exclaim its amazement that the bus was last seen as recently as 1990. Skeptics today assert that the legendary bus was never a ghost at all, merely a cautionary tale with a kernel of truth. Modern research has uncovered hints that the whole legend may have sprouted from a sarcastic quip in the early 1930s. A confused late-night passenger asking about a non-existent last bus, and a joking conductor inventing a phantom to tease him. In a neighbourhood already plagued by dangerous roads and negligent drivers, the ghost story took on a life of its own, a symbolic rallying cry for better street lighting and traffic rules. Historians know that virtually all the phantom bus sightings were reported second-hand, passed along by a friend of a friend, and no verifiable first-hand encounter was ever documented beyond the initial crash. In all likelihood, they argue, what people saw were real buses, perhaps out-of-service ones, speeding back to the garage, or fleeting light illusions misinterpreted in the days of unreliable headlamps and foggy London nights. A fast-moving late-night bus with its interior lights off could certainly seem spectral to a drowsy driver, one investigator pointed out. And yet even the doubters speak of the phantom bus of Kensington with a hint of reverence. True or not, the legend has become a cherished piece of London folklore, a reminder that even a modern-day city can harbour mysteries in the shadows of its gaslit streets. The image of a driverless double-decker thundering through a misty intersection at 1:15 a.m. is the stuff of enduring nightmares and storytelling sessions. To this day, if you walk down Cambridge Gardens on a quiet night, you might catch yourself listening for the low rumble of an engine that isn't there, and imagining a pair of headlights flaring in the distance. The Phantom No. 7 bus, London's silent spectre, lives on in the city's imagination, a ghost story that refuses to fully clock out.
This is Mike. Mike's stuck in traffic. The only thing that could make this worse is if he promised to cook his date dinner at 8, which he did, but it's now 7:30 and he's still on the 5. Good thing Mike has Grubhub Plus with Prime. $0 delivery fees, zero stress, zero rush. Dinner's covered, and so is his reputation. Free Grubhub Plus, it's on Prime. Additional terms and fees apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale. Up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery with the purchase of any smart bed. Ends Monday. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Thoughts on this? What's the first thing that springs to mind?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, me too. It must have been where she got it from. It's a brilliant story, and I love the detail that it disappeared once the road was made safe, and then reappeared for a short time when they were making changes again, and it's kind of disappeared again now.
Yeah.
It's a great story. Imagine seeing an empty phantom bus driving around Bristol where we live. No passengers, no driver.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair.
No. We get all sorts in Bristol.
Probably be a pigeon driving it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's great. I really loved it. And I'm really glad I found this story.
That's in this episode. I hope you enjoyed and we'll catch up with you again soon.
We will indeed. We will catch you on Sunday for the Haunted episode. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
This is Mike. Mike's stuck in traffic. The only thing that could make this worse is if he promised to cook his date dinner at 8, which he did, but it's now 7:30 and he's still on the 5. Good thing Mike has Grubhub Plus with Prime. $0 delivery fees, 0 stress, 0 rush. Dinner's covered, and so is his reputation. Free Grubhub Plus, it's on Prime. Additional terms and fees apply.